probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
I'm Jeff Gordon, and you're watching Racing America.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a post-Derby, post-Dome, post-awesome race weekend, 3-day weekend for some. This is indeed everybody's favorite racing talk show, the Revved Sports Show from Texas. Showtime Bobby Chaffee right here, along with my good buddy Rusty and my other good buddy, Rodney Rodriguez, there on the left side of the screen. Hey, partner, I know we both got the different sides of the sniffles. I may have a case of the snowball sniffles, and you, I don't know, you just got regular old, Texas sniffles.
I got COVID is what I got. I looked up when I was really feeling bad. I looked up COVID symptoms. That's what I had. So anyway, I think I'm past it. Yeah, I think I'm past it. It's just kind of reciprocating every now and then, and now a mild cough and just kind of, mad at the world. Well, hell, I guess that's all the time though. So anyway,
Starting to come of the DMs. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like once I figured out that I wasn't feeling well, I just went out and shook everybody's hand. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think that's what happened to me, to be honest with you. I don't think it was COVID. Maybe it was. I don't know. What did Kim Mulkey say? I don't know. I got something. COVID. Hell, I don't know. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. Glad you made it back, man. Did you leave your flippers in Pensacola, or did you bring them home with you?
I brought a pad, a seat cushion back with me. I'm sure that was interesting during the TSA line when they see this, plastic pad come through the X-ray machine. But it's okay. I mean, no matter, it didn't matter the airport. Even in that little bitty Mobile, Alabama airport, I still got stopped and patted down.
So was it a dude or a girl?
No, it's always guys. Apparently that's only guy on guy and girl on girl, apparently. So
I got a girl in Austin. I think it was, maybe they were short staffed or something. I forget where I was going, but yeah, anyways, one time as a woman, she's like, "Are you okay with me doing this procedure?" I'm like, "I'd rather you do the procedure."
Yeah,
there
right.
was this big old burly guy behind her. I'm like, "I'd rather you do it than him." So,
but it was great. I mean, I made it through record time. That it was 7 minutes from waiting in a 3D person line to the pat down to get through the Mobile Regional International Airport, whatever the hell it's called. Because for some reason you can save $300 by flying into Mobile than you do directly into Pensacola. So I decided to save the $300 and hit the rental car for the savings.
I know that airport very well. I practically lived there a couple of years ago, and
it's tiny ass airport. Was it 8 gates?
Yeah, it's very little, and the thing about it is there, and you got the one coffee stand and little food booth right there, and then you've got the newsstand, and that's really about it. That's really about all you're going to find in there. I think they are building, if I'm not mistaken, they're building like a massive airport out there for that area that's going to service that area. It's a pretty popular area at this point.
Yeah, but I think you can fly into like Destin, you can fly into Pensacola, Panama City Beach maybe has their airport. There's a bunch of little bitty airports out there, so maybe it'd be interesting to get a hub, because you fly from the little bitty Mobile airport into that massive behemoth DFW airport.
Yeah.
And it never fails. I'm always like 3 terminals away. I almost missed the connecting flight on the way out because we had to wait 20 damn minutes to wait for our gate to open.
That one, DFW, man, it's like, and then you ride that train, you ride that thing that takes you around, and it's like, I always start, I've got to take like the last one. I got to get to the last one, and it's forever, and you want to talk about now that thing right there, you want to talk about a rolling germ pot. Everybody's clamored into that thing and holding on to those poles because that thing hauls ass.
That thing does haul
ass. Yeah, it's like
it gets up to like 30-40 miles an hour.
Yeah. I've seen a couple people bust ass in there before, and it's like, oh, let me help you up there. You're trying not to laugh, but yeah, Dallas, man, that is a did you get held up in Dallas at all?
Yeah, twice. Once on the
Okay,
way in, we had to wait for a gate for about 20 minutes.
that's what I figured. Yeah.
And then once coming in, we had to wait for the gate for about 10 minutes. And then it takes you 10 minutes to get off the damn plane. And then the biggest problem was going from Dallas to Austin. It was a 35-minute flight, and I had to wait 45 minutes to get to the gate in Austin.
Yeah.
You wait 35 minutes because the gate was occupied. So instead of giving us a new gate that's open with no one in it, we had to wait for the plane that was running 10 minutes behind. It was originally supposed to be a 15-minute wait because we got there 15 minutes early. It was a 35-minute wait to get to the gate, and then I'm at the back of the plane, so I get another 20 damn minutes to wait before I get off the plane. Luckily, it was my final destination, so I was, at that point, I was pissed and then ready to the house. So
air travel these days, I'm very glad that I don't do it near the amount that I was doing it a couple of years back, because it's like it's one thing after another, and oh my goodness, it was bad back then. I mean, it's never been all that pleasant, in the recent past, but it just right now is horror stories about this stuff. But glad you made it back, glad you made it there, and I'll tell you, one for the books right there when it comes to just everything going on there in Pensacola. That weather would just look like it was nonstop. It seemed like you get a little bit of a break, just a little bit of a break, and then boom, here it came again, and it was the gift that kept giving all week in.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I flew in Saturday morning versus flying in Thursday morning, because then you just would have sat around and watched it rain for a couple of days. I want to say they got more rain in 4 days than they got the previous 4 months combined, is what somebody was telling us at one of the local establishments we were eating at. So,
and that gets to be where, I've been down there a couple of times where you get those never-ending rainstorms, and it's like at first it's pretty cool because it's like, okay, you got all this time on your hands, and I like what Five Flags did on I guess it was Wednesday or Thursday, when they're like, look, don't even come to the track, race teams, there's no way, nothing's going to happen. It wasn't, they weren't stuck sitting around hoping for something to happen. It was a legitimate washout. But it's like the first couple of days that you're in one of those things, it's not too bad. I mean,
I feel bad for them teams having to wait till Tuesday.
Oh man. But after about that third day, I'm like, dude, I'm done. I mean, it's especially now when, you can come home and watch it in your cozy confines, it's like, I'm just going home, so it, that was, I gotta say, and I caught a lot of shit, of course, but I think the racetrack did a tremendous job. I mean, that's how you communicate. If you're a racetrack, that's how you communicate all the time. Every time I looked, there was something. And even if it was like a goofy post about the mascot, just something to let the keyboard warriors know, look, we're trying to work on this. We really do have a plan, and we're actively trying to make shit happen. I think they did a great job. I think they did a really good
I
job.
think they did too, with all of the elements that they had to happen. I mean, they were pretty good. I think it was, there was not a lot of, and I don't be negative to Tim. Tim's a friend of the show. And I think part of the problem that they had on Sunday was, one, the race was supposed to start at 1:00, and it stopped raining about 4:30, 5:00. Right. And you had a little bit of mist, but the track was drying out. That's an old surface. So it's got weepers and other stuff in it. The problem is about 6:00, they ended up doing the full-fledged opening ceremonies, and you could see and feel the fog come in.
Yeah.
So they do the whole whiz bang wahoo 36 driver 1-by-1 introduction with the quick, 25-second interview with Bob Dillner. And you could just see the fog rolling in, and its ceiling is dropping and dropping and dropping. We're all getting anxious in there. Then they do the prayer. Then they do after the introduction. Then they do the picture. Then they do the you have to have the prayer, the anthem, and the flag raising and stuff. You got to do that. But it was the fans were getting antsy, and a lot of people were disappointed. And I get the allure of the Derby and all of that, but I don't know, man. They said they were in contact with the airport that was in a ground stop, but I'm telling you, if that was the case, just call it early instead of doing the introductions and all of that to get everybody excited. They did the command. They ran 4 or 5 pace laps and called it.
Yeah. I think it would have been a really good idea if what they would have done, like what NASCAR does, to where even it's going to rain. I mean, it's going to rain, and I've seen them do it in the rain. I've watched them do it in a mist or whatever, to where like, and I get that all of that pre-race, it has to happen. Like I said, I think I would assume that there's somebody that pays for that, or has something to where that has to happen. But do it at the normal time. Do it at the regular scheduled time, because we see that in NASCAR all the time, to where like they do all of that bullshit, and then they go out and run 2 laps and they park them. And then when they're able to get going, you get good, like you did on Monday, to where it's like, okay, all that's done, so let's turn them loose, Doc. And that's in hindsight. And again, I think that's where they're going to learn. Five Flags will learn from this. Because remember the whole 1 o'clock start time. I mean, that happened sort of by accident. And
yeah, it used to be 2, and then that one year it's supposed to rain. They started it early because it's supposed to rain that afternoon.
Yeah. So that was kind of on accident. And I did see some people on Sunday, to where it's like, about 11 o'clock, it's like, well, we got to start now. Well, you can't. I mean, that you can't. I mean, they can't race that early. I mean, it starts at that prescribed time because of the restrictions that they have. But and you knew it wasn't gonna start on time on Sunday. Yeah
because it was raining at 1 o'clock.
When I text you, I was about an hour from home, and it was about an hour from 1 o'clock. It was about noon, and I'm hauling ass down 130, and I'm like, man, I can make it on time. And that's when you said, we're just leaving wherever. We're not in a hurry to get there. I'm like, well, shit, I guess I'll slow this thing down a little bit and be safe. I was being safe, and I wasn't.
Yeah, well, you're always safe when you drive,
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, don't text me. I left my phone on the other side of the house. I just realized I left my phone. I went to text somebody, and I was like, oh, damn it.
No, that wasn't me. I was putting another beer in the koozie.
Oh, okay, good. But I mean, all in all, I mean, I think Sunday or Monday kind of, it started real right on time. They did another anthem, another prayer, and then they just fired him up and took off. So I mean, it was a fun race. I'm glad I was there, and the reason I'm telling you I was glad I was there is the questionable restart was easier to see in person than it is on video. When you watch it on video, you're like, yeah, did he, didn't he? Everybody split 50-50. When you're there in person, you could kind of tell, that he went about a half a car length early, and you're like, oh no, is he going to get black flagged? And then, I mean, apparently, as hated as he may be, Stephen Nassy got a hell of a lot of fans in the grandstands at Five Flags.
Yeah. Well, and that the restart zone and all of that is something that's newer. I mean, I remember when I grew up, I was taught, the guy on the pole, the guy on the inside is going to set the pace, and you kind of do with what he's going to do. And with that right there, yeah, he did. He jumped both times. I mean, he did. There's absolutely.
I mean, he went. When you're in person, you're like, Now, as an announcer, it was so. I don't think I would have announced that he jumped, because I think that you after the first one. And the question is, why didn't they call a caution on the second one and then black flag him?
Yeah.
Versus black flagging him. So, I mean, it was a horrible way to end a dominant day.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew he was the class of the field with or without new tires. Majeski was just smoking their ass all race. And, it was just a hell of a way to end it, a very controversial way. I will say, though, local racetracks are in luck because of this incident. Because I don't know if you noticed it or not. Have you seen how many new race directors are out there now?
Yeah, nobody wants that job.
Yeah, nobody wants a job, but there's sure a boatload of all of a sudden brand new race director experts out there that are calling foul on the race director there at Five Flags. So everybody's an expert on restarts now, apparently. So
yeah, then they're sitting on their thumbs. If you have to make that call, it's like, yeah. But in that right there is, and again, that is where Stephen Nassy, and
he was playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers.
That's what I was going to say. Ty probably has a legit point that he didn't jump because he did what he's been doing. But Stephen Nassy, I mean, like I was saying, I was taught where the inside car is going to set the pace, and you do what that guy's doing. You lay back a little bit, and yeah,
especially if there's a warning out there for jumping the start.
Yeah,
you're going to lay back and let that guy jump.
And it really, and honestly, and only Ty would know this, or Ty Majeski, or maybe his crew would know this. I'd love to know what gear they had in that car, because that car was surging on the start. He was so fast all day on the starts. He was just, I mean, he was flying down the front straightaway. And I'd love to know. I'd love to know. I bet they had a, I guess it would be a lower gear in there than
probably lower gear in third and higher gear in fourth, probably.
Yeah, than anybody else in there.
Because you could hear him shift coming. I mean, I was sitting 150 feet past the flag stand, and you could hear him shifting out of turn 4. So
yeah. And if you go back if you go back and watch some of the other restarts throughout the day,
the same thing,
the same shit. And because what he was doing extremely well is he would diamond off of the corner right at that first line, and that car would it went. I mean, it stuck like a freaking magnet, and off he went. So that obviously the story. And so let's get Ty's thoughts. This is Ty Majeski on the starts.
Yeah, I mean the rule's very it's not black and white. It's a ball and a strike call. The rule states you can increase your pace to the box and then fire in the box, and I felt like I did that watching the replay. It's right at the line, and I don't feel like that was a call that they can make. So yeah, I don't really know what it means, but I've formally filed a protest. Obviously the dominant car today, I think that's one thing we need to be proud of as a team, is to come to the Snowball Derby, and it was ugly today. Yeah, this Menards yellow iRacing.com Ford was so fast. Just disappointed it came down to a ball and a strike call like that, and yeah, I felt like I fired right at the line, and felt like Nasty knew I had jumped the first one, and he was probably trying to make it look worse than what it was.
Absolutely, and that's what a great driver does.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's what a great driver does, and that's and Nasty. I mean, how about that drive for him? I mean, that guy
32nd to the win. That's pretty damn impressive.
If that dude could ever qualify well, man, it would be. I mean, look out. I mean, for this guy to go get that win, and it is a nice redeeming win for him, and it really does seem like where Stephen Nasse has kind of turned that. He doesn't race quite as often as he used to. I guess was this his second race? I think I heard the second race of the year or something like that.
No, he's raced a few more, but he's didn't race near as much.
Yeah, but he now and he doesn't win all the time, and I think that has kind of changed the view, and I think a lot of what has changed with that too is that Stephen Nasse now is he's a veteran. He's been around for a while. You got all the Dawson Suttons and Jake Garcias and all these new guys that are coming in. Our guys are Bubba Pollard. Our guys are Stephen Nasse. Our guys are Augie Grill. And that's where I think that's where a lot of that has changed for Nasse, not nasty. And now we like it when he's nasty. It used to piss us off.
Yeah, you always want a little bit of fire with your driver, right? I mean, there was a ton of merch. Nasty merch, Bubba merch. It's like when we talk to Tim and we talk to Ricky and stuff like that. There are guys whose goal is to stay in super late models. That's what they want to do. They don't have the aspirations to go cup racing or truck racing or ARCA racing or anything like that. They're the superstars in their genre, if you will.
Yeah.
And you saw who they were because there was a ton of Nasty merch. There's a ton of Bubba Pollard merch. There was a ton of, who else did I see that surprised me with a lot of merch? It was Donnie stuff had a little bit of merch out there. And so like it was it was cool. I'm glad I went though. I really am. Last minute trip. Like I said, I surprised you with it saying I was leaving on a Tuesday when I said, yeah, I'm going to the Derby on a Tuesday. Told you Tuesday. I was leaving on Saturday.
10 minutes. We'll talk to one of the true stars of Monday. Our great friend Dustin Smith will join us. That hell of a ride right there. That was one guy where I think if I was going to lay any scratch on this thing, I had a sneaking suspicion about Dustin Smith. to where I just had a feeling that they were going to find something, because they've been getting steadily better right here towards the end of the year. And I had a feeling that they were going to hit on something, and that they definitely did. He was in the play right there at the end. We'll talk to him shortly. Chris Smith here, hurting himself, not taking the black flag. I thought that, but I knew what he was doing, because I assumed that there would be some sort of protest, or whether formal, or I don't know how that process works. But the thing was, if he would have taken the black flag and got off the track, I think he did a good job staying in the position. Because
he took off and left him like he did the whole race.
Yeah, because he stayed there, because it could have been, well, no, he took the black flag. How do we know that he would have won? Is what it could have come down to. Maybe the car would have broke down or whatever, and he did and it was kind of the exclamation when Nassi, Sutton, and Garcia are coming down to park on the front stretch, and Majeski goes and parks in front of them.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was great when he parked there. And then they, and the flagman did a good job. Like, he was waiting until Ty passed, and then he would wave the flag at Nassi, other than the black flag. But I mean, it was the Derby, right? There's always something. It's not even a black cloud. There's always talking points after the Derby, whether it's something on track, whether it's something in the tech shed, whether it's just something about the weekend. There's always talking points, which makes it great for a show like ours, because, we love to talk and we love to be real about our takes. So, there's always something about the Derby. Just once, I'd like it to be a good, clean weekend and not have any rain, not have any delays, not have any... It feels like every time I go to the Derby, it's affected by rain. So maybe they're going to keep me away.
And then, we can talk about the Dome here later on. But the one thing that I do want to observe about the Dome, and you heard it, you heard Cody Summer on this show about a month ago when we previewed the Gateway Nationals with him, to where he's like, I expect this to be a show. This is a race, but it's a presentation. I mean, it is very much a presentation.
It's an event. It's a show. It is a show that involves racing.
Right.
Show being the most important part.
Right on. And I saw a lot of throughout the weekend. I saw, what is this, wrestling? Well, kind of. That's what part of the
show aspect of it.
Yeah, that's what he wants it to be.
You've got to give people a reason to come back. Half the people are going to come for the racing, the other half are coming for the show.
And I saw just continuous complaining about sheet metal getting tore up and body panels and so forth. When you're running on 100-yard surface and you're throwing sliders across each other in every four corner of the track.
It's not even a quarter-mile track, is it?
No. I mean, and you watch those things when they're going around there, Bobby, those cars are jumping up and down and bouncing side to side. You're going to tear some shit up. But I saw people complaining about that. Towards like, well, wait a minute. That's the allure of the Dome.
But if they don't tear anything up, people are still going to complain about that.
Yeah, racing sucked.
It was boring. They didn't beat. They didn't bang. They didn't, rip the body off.
Right.
Race fans are so fickle.
I tell you, man. But we'll save that Dome stuff for later. But back to the Derby. I dare I say this, I like the Monday race. I enjoyed that yesterday. I mean, I wasn't there. I mean, I'm again sitting at home watching it, but I kind of like that feel. I'm like, a Monday afternoon snowball derby. I think I can do this, but I know people work. Those teams work, right? Most of them.
Half of them left. Like a couple of guys had to leave for some reason. Ryan Preece apparently qualified in. That's another thing. Only two of the 4 Cup guys made it.
Well,
only two. And then Max Reeves pulled out for unknown reason there on Monday. And then so did Ryan Preece. And apparently it finally came through the grapevine that Ryan Preece had obligations that he couldn't get out of that prevented him from racing on Monday. So
how competitive is super late model racing right now, this top form of pavement short track racing, that Kyle Busch, and I know that Kyle Busch struggles on the Cup series, with RCR, that's well documented, but that dude has to win the last chance qualifier to get in. And he won that because he started on the pole.
I think it's a bit of an anomaly, though, because they didn't get any practice. They got a very, very small amount of practice in. So I think, some of these guys and the track, I'll be honest, I didn't think the track was perfect for qualifying. It was still a little damp. It was still a little bit cold, and then without any practice. I know that we sound here a lot that the race is better with no practice, but you got a guy who can race anything in Kyle Busch. He still needs to get acclimated to the car.
No.
So, you gotta say that about. I mean, there were other guys. I mean, Eric Jones didn't come in on time. Nassie, he's an expert in super late model racing. He didn't get in on time. The bump time was a 52. I would tell you what it was, but I left my phone.
Well, I mean, look, shit. Look, Double D talking right here. Keelan Harvick don't need no practice. Shit, that dude got out there and whooped him in the 125. I don't know.
Started 15th. Yeah, started 15th. Worked his way to the lead. And hell, it was past his bedtime too. By the time that race was over at 3:15 in the morning.
Golly, I got to tell you, man, I get jealous of these kids that are all badass and all that. And I'm like everybody else, where I find excuses. He's got all the money. He's got the best whatever, but that kid's really good.
He is really good. I mean, he's really good. And it's no different than Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott had the best of everything when he was 13 years old, up front, winning races, winning pro late model races.
Yeah.
Same thing. I think Keelan's going to be very popular. It was a relatively popular win amongst some of the fans. And, Kevin is a man of the people, because I was coming out of the can and I sat there and I looked at a guy and I'm like, damn, I know this guy. I don't know why. And then I realized it was Kevin Harvick sitting there with his hoodie pulled down a little tighter and he had on his glasses.
Yeah.
I didn't try to get an autograph or say hello. I was just kind of getting out of the way to go wash my hands. But he was a man of the people there for a little bit.
Yeah. Should do the old move my dad taught me with Bobby Allison back in the day, where Bobby Allison walks into the kettle and my dad's like, hello, Bobby. And Bobby's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? You know what? I'm like, Dad, you know Bobby Allison? He goes, I think that was Bobby Allison. So yeah, it works every time.
I did that to Brad Hockaday at the hotel.
Nice.
I was walking out, recognizing, hey Brad, what's up? He's, hey man, how you doing? He looked a little tired.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about race conditions. We're wondering about qualifying and all that. Let's talk to this dude, because I guarantee you he knows one. So I got to tell you, Dustin, the coolest thing for me on Monday was, because you remember the whole local hero thing at MIS, the local hero. I said this out loud at home by myself. I said, the local hero is the fucking national hero today, my man. That was a run. Talk about the weekend. Dustin Smith, welcome to Revved Up, man. That was cool to watch.
Thanks for having me. As y'all said, we didn't have a lot of practice, but we did have a couple of good test days. Our biggest issue was, qualifying in the Derby. That was one of our biggest things to do, and that's what we did. And just kind of threw a baseline that we ran all year, and it just it worked. I feel like the track wasn't really there, but I mean, then again, you never know. I mean, the track was green, but it wasn't as fast as it was last year. So just thankful we made it in and could make a pretty good run yesterday. Monday.
So Dustin, what was the mindset of the drivers, man? Like, I know from the grandstand, when you see the track's finally, we'll use air quotes, dry, right, on Sunday, and you start seeing the cloud deck come in and start getting lower and lower, and the fans were getting antsy when you're doing the driver introductions. What was the drivers feeling like? Were y'all kind of that same way, kind of looking at the sky going, I don't know how in the hell we're going to race with this getting any lower?
Yeah, I mean, you could see, really light gray up under the cars, and then out from under the cars were dark gray, and me and my crew chief, we was all thinking that we wasn't going to get it in. Maybe we could get the cars, or I don't know. It just was not fun. I'm glad they did decide to run it on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of talk about y'all's strategy, because it was one of those things to where, I mean, the beginning of the race. Oh, we lost him. He's I think he's not home. He's in a cabin. I know he's in a cabin. He texted me that a little bit earlier, so we'll pull him back on right here. It's all right. You're good.
People keep calling me. That's the problem.
No, it's all good. Hey, that's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. So the race starts, and you're kind of mired back a little bit. What was the strategy there, and most importantly, how do you stay composed? Because it's like I start seeing people go down a lap. I mean, early into that race, and it's like, man, to keep the composure, to keep your head on square, not be on a swivel with all that stuff going on.
Yeah, I felt like as long as we stayed on the lead lap, was fast enough to stay on the lead lap. Obviously, a bunch of cars went down early. Um, made the right calls. Alex Query and Greg James, they made the best calls on the box. There was a few good cars that came in early and got tires, and we stayed out to like lap 120, and that's when we came in and got tires. And I think that was probably one of the best decisions that they made, and got track position obviously, and then just kept progressing. And I really didn't think I thought it was a top 10 car, and then obviously we just kept getting faster and faster and faster, and by the end of it we was top 5 and then second, so we had a good time.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer if that last caution, or not the last caution, but that caution for Butcher spinning, if that caution doesn't come out, Majeski wins it and you finish second, dude. Because Roddy and I were texting back and forth, and it's like, I was like, dude, Dustin Smith is fifth. And then he texted back, no, he's fourth. I'm like, well, hell, now he's third. And then we're like, well, hell, now he's second. Holy cow. And Majeski had everybody covered, right? It was like a best in class scenario.
Mhm.
But dude, I mean, you had one hell of a run going. That had to just feel outstanding. When you're running second, they're like, you're just like, oh, damn, I'm second. And you're like, let me hang on, right? That was the mindset and the whole crew and you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to, count your eggs before they hatched or your chickens before they hatched, but it felt good. I felt like we had, a second place score there, and I mean, nobody had nothing for Majeski, obviously, but as the laps wound down, I could kind of run the same times as Majeski and still pace myself. Uh, but yes, you're right. I think if the caution wouldn't have come out, we would have had, a second or third place finish for sure.
Yeah, because you were, I mean, Ty kind of broke himself out, and then you were within eye shot of him, and then they weren't even close to you. I mean, they kept showing the battle for third, and I'm like, where's Dustin? And you're like, way the hell. It's like, man, so at that point, are you thinking? Did you want another caution? Did you think that you might have been on the outside when he's jumping starts? What's your thoughts on the jumping the starts? Kind of explain that start box and all that shit to me, because that's newer. But
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should. I think you shouldn't gradually speed up to the box. I think you should maintain pace car speed until you get to the box or inside of the box, and then fire. I mean, you got 3-4 car lengths in the box anywhere you can fire at.
Yeah.
I don't think you should gradually increase your speed to the box. I think you should maintain pace car speed all the way to the box to get inside of the box, and then fire wherever you want to inside the box, or let the flagman throw it. But it sucks. I'm sure. I mean, he's upset about it. I would be too. But then again, um, I don't. I mean,
don't jump.
He got slapped on the wrist the first time and did it again.
Yeah. But I mean, me and Nasty talk. Me and Nasty are pretty good friends. Actually spotted for him in the outlaw race Tuesday night. I think they got in his head. Tom Majeski got radio chatter of them, and I think Nasty got in Tom Majeski's head and just made him jump. I mean, I don't know what Ty was thinking. He had the field covered. All he had to do was start in the box, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go from a joyful Monday, damn, there we go, to an early Sunday morning. Have you ever raced that late in the night there at 1:45 when they dropped the green flag there for the snowflake?
Oh, a couple years ago, we didn't finish till almost 4:30 in the morning. It was really late. I think it was back when I was in high school. So that'd be 2016, 2015 was the last time we actually raced that late.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was very late. I mean, I have to ask you. So it was. I mean, so what did Tiffany think? They put her on screen. She was standing up there. I'm like, look at this, man. This is like my man has made it. Look at
Yeah,
this.
she was definitely jumping up in joy. She loves to see me run. I feel like since we've been together, she's getting more passionate about it as much as I am. So it's good to see her loving the sport as much as I do. She supports me in every way possible, making sure my suits are clean, my helmets are clean. I got everything packed. I couldn't. I feel like now that I ask her all the time. I said, "Do you know I got everything in my bag?" She said, "Yes." So I feel like I couldn't do it without her right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
So, in terms of the what would you give yourself letter wise for the whole weekend, both programs? Would you give yourself a B, A minus, or do you want to break it up between Saturday and Monday? I mean, or Sunday and Monday, depending on how you look at it. I mean, are you happy with? I know you're not happy with the result, right? Because you got that cautionary at the end. But overall, I mean, running second with under 25 laps to go, that's got to feel good about where your program's going, especially leading towards 2026.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would give Monday an A plus. Saturday, I got a little impatient too early. I gotten some scuffle with a kid that should have gave me a little bit more room, but didn't, and then it ended pretty badly. But then again, it is what it is on that one. That whole weekend. I really didn't care about the pro car as much as I did the super car, obviously, because it's a lot bigger race, more competition, stiffer competition, however you want to say it. I mean, overall, I feel like I give it a B. All my guys stuck with it through the rain, through all the tears, through everything. They helped me a lot. Hats off to Alex Query and Greg James. That duo right there is pretty almost unstoppable, especially when they get the car right. And I'm very thankful I get to drive a race car that they work on.
Yeah. Dustin Smith joining us here on the Revved Up Sports Show. Dustin, I have to ask you, was there a particular point of the season that you can go back to, because you were steadily, I mean, just improving, and then right here towards the last, just past the halfway point of the season, it was 33 in the front all of the time. Was there a particular point where something happened to where this team the fire was lit? And because it's been the ascension has been amazing.
I feel like we've all stepped our game up. I feel like we got to the point where we just kind of leveled off. Running top 10, top 5 everywhere,
Yeah.
and then was like, we gotta get better. And we brought Greg on board. Him and Alex, man, they're like Einsteins. Honestly, like Thomas Edison and Einstein just mixed together, coming to this race car stuff. They jihad together, and I think that's where we started, picking up, uh, getting a little better results. I feel like them two together is really, really helped our program.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of more fun stuff to say. Just because we've covered it all, I don't want to hit the negative, right? Because I want it to be a positive experience.
Well,
I will say that one individual that you got into the final caution with.
Yeah,
I will say they escorted him away from the racetrack rather quickly. Did you try to find him, or was he already gone? Did you try to? How'd you handle that deal? Because I know you were pretty hot under the collar on that.
Yeah, I was pretty mad, but obviously a year ago I changed my life. I tried to change my life of not getting so mad, not going to fight. I have a past of fighting and getting upset. I was mad though. I don't know. I feel like they knew who I am, and they definitely know who my crew chief is, Alex. He's just like me. He loves to fight. So I kind of, and I can thank Tiffany for this, for not fighting, for not getting mad, so upset. But his days are numbered. I'll meet him back out on the racetrack.
well, I got to tell you, man, you still got it, because when you went for that tire, You fucking nailed it. Dude, it's like, man, I was like, that right there, that was the move of the day. That was well done right there.
Yeah, I mean I probably could have done stuff different. I probably shouldn't hit this race car, but at that point and at that level, I feel like you shouldn't be getting run over, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we're all at that top tier of racing, super late models. Best of the people, best of the drivers. I feel like if you could have waited, a couple more car lengths, you could have got me up off the corner, got up under me, not try to run me over. So that's what kind of just really upset me.
Yeah, no, I get it. So last one for me. The crappy part is, so now you got to wait. I mean, it's like you got to be like itching to get back in that car to where it's like, man, after that, I want to like race tomorrow.
Yeah, I was actually somebody texted me to run a late model stock. I think somewhere up in North Carolina. It's like, man, I really want to do it, but I need some family time. I want to spend some time with Tiffany, my parents. Her family. I want to go hunting. I don't get much hunting time now. This is my time to go hunting and spend time with my family and make more bonds and more memories with them.
There you go.
Not just at the racetrack.
That's right. That's right.
Well, man, I got to say, as somebody that was there in the grandstands, you were pitted right directly across from me. So I got to see the crew from the thrill of running up front to the agony of the crash and all of that. But I do have to say one thing, dude. I said, you may not have won that race or finished in the top 5. They damn sure knew you were there, and that's got to feel good.
Oh, yeah, it definitely feels good. We're at the top where I think we're at the peak of our racing program, and I think it could be better. I could get better. Alex can get better. The cars can be better. The crew can be better. I think we all can get better from this point. I get it. We run with the best, top 5, running second, whatever. I think we can get better than that, and I think they're in trouble next year.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to it, man. All right, man. Tell Dad, everybody, tell them happy holidays from us, and hopefully I can get out y'all's way, and maybe we can have a cold beer or two sometime here before the season starts.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right, man. Take care, dude.
Yes, sir, bro.
You bet. There he goes, Dustin Smith. What a drive! What a drive! That was.
He had the drive of the day.
Him
and Cole Raz, they were two underdog stories. I don't know what the hell happened to Cole Raz on that one restart when he lost like 3 or 4 spots, but I mean, him and Cole Raz, Cole Raz was the next fastest car there towards the middle of the end there. And then, Dustin just steady and solidly moving up slowly but surely in that top 5 up to second, and just unfortunate circumstances. Just, it was. I don't even want to say it's a racing thing, because I don't think it was a racing thing. I think he described it more eloquently than I could, because I would have described it slightly differently.
I have a past of fighting. Well, that's one of those things. He definitely has, and that's kind of where I was going to, where I was asking him, at the beginning, where he kind of fell, kind of was slipped back a little bit. I can tell you that Dustin Smith 2 years ago had probably stuck it in the fence, because the patience and the composure, I mean, it wasn't like it is right now, but like he says, to where they've elevated that program, and now they're running constantly with these folks. I was watching, because like when y'all were doing rain delay on Sunday, they were showing the race from a year ago. They were showing the 2024 Derby. And that's kind of where I really started thinking about Dustin, because even in that race, you looked up and he kind of jumped into the top 10, kind of slid up a little bit into the top 10, and then kind of fell back a little bit. So the progression of this Smith scrap metal number 33 team, it goes back about a year to when these things started clicking for him. And just really good to see them good old boys have a good drive. And he's definitely right. When you want to talk, because now, like even on the Flow broadcast and so forth, when they're even on track TV, when they're talking about Dustin Smith, it's not, Dustin Smith from Mobile. It's Dustin Smith, national late model badass driver is the conversation right now.
Yeah, when he was on the show last time, he was talking about how it was getting, they were in an upward trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about how, obviously the races are expensive, and we didn't even get to talk about how much money it costs. We know it just costs an arm and a leg. That's why a lot of people limp in the pits at the Derby, because it costs an arm and a leg. But it, I mean, It's so hard to be disappointed yet happy at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like what coulda, shoulda. That's the problem with racing. There is no coulda, there is no shoulda, there is no woulda. There's just this and that. This happened and that happened. That's unfortunate for a lot of racers.
Yeah.
There've been plenty of guys that win the Daytona 400, but there ain't a whole lot of guys that's won the Daytona 500.
Yeah, and there's a lot that is we can say that it's kind of given to you as a long race like that progresses, but at the same time, it can be snatched away just that fast, and that's really what happened there for him. But still with a 14th place run when it was all said and done. So a really good day for just some good folks. So I'm curious to see, and I love your thoughts on this, because I remember, like with NASCAR, with the Xfinity and the trucks and all of that, how when we got into COVID and NASCAR was the first sport back, but everything drastically changed. I mean, race procedures, qualifying, practice time. I wonder if this is something, but this isn't the first time, though, that we've seen these kind of delays with the Derby. I wonder if anything, I think some race procedure changes will happen, but I wonder if anything happens like with practice time and all of that. I wonder if any of that changes for this race, because what Ricky and them do works extremely well, and it's limited time. I don't know. I wonder if anything changes.
And to quote the words of Vince McMahon, no chance in hell are they going to change anything about the Derby. Less practice, less tires.
Well,
less practice, less track rental. And let's face it, less money. And racetracks don't like it when they don't make money.
Yeah. Well, and I, again, caught a lot of shit over the weekend for just my thoughts. I mean, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking, and thank you all for being respectful and just having conversations on social. Those are the social media conversations I like, the ones that I was having with folks, even if they totally were calling bullshit on what I said. But I'm like, well, one way to fix that, not fix, but one way to kind of try to maybe move things quicker. I mean, eliminate the locals. I mean, don't run the pure stocks, don't run the sportsmen, don't run the whatever and whatever and whatever. And the counter is, well, no, that's part of the show. Well, then, okay, be prepared, because things can get a little convoluted, because that's a lot of races. Yesterday, man, that was
six classes yesterday. Countless ground stocks.
Yeah. That right there, hell, that's worth the price of admission right there. Just that. So, it. I think that the bottom line is, as you have just been through, you need to be ready that if you're gonna make that trip down there and you're gonna be a part of that experience, you need to prepare. And I heard, well, they had to run it at a different time of the year. Well, no, it's the Snowball Derby. You can't run it in July.
But they can't run it the following weekend because everybody's at PRI this week.
Yeah. I happen to think that it's, even though it's impossible to be in two places at one time, I think the fact that you have the Super Bowl of short track pavement racing and a really badass, I'm not going to call it the Super Bowl of dirt racing, I'm not in the know enough to do that, a badass indoor race in St. Louis at a dome happening for the dirt people, I think that's a pretty damn good little twin bill right there. You catch them all on flow.
I think it was a good deal. I mean, I think that there were a lot of people. It's just so different. Like, being around dirt, as long as we have been since we've had all the asphalt closures in Texas, it was good to see the Texans competing, but yet at the same time, you're kind of like, where you been in Houston, kind of thing. But I get it. People have their own certain touch. There's an allure of running the Derby. I do feel for the mod guys after saying they were going to get postponed from Friday to Monday and then get postponed from Monday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they still had a hell of a car count for that race. Congrats to our buddy Caden Honeycutt for winning the BMF house car. And congrats to Caden Honeycutt. I actually got to talk to him a little bit at the Derby during an autograph session, and, told him that, we were thinking about him and that we're glad that we were able to help in some itty bitty small way by telling people back in the day that he was the next big thing and was going to make it. And he made it, and he was appreciative of the time that he spent with us. Hopefully we can get it back on. Although it's going to be a little harder now.
Yeah.
With that ride he's got, he's actually going to have PR people that will tell us, no, we can't just text and be like, hey, can you come on? He's going to be like, yeah, you got to go through so and so and so and so.
Yeah, that's what sucks. Where it used to be, it was real easy to talk to those guys now. And now you put that call in, and No response, or you get it from somebody else, like you're saying. I mean, we usually do get a response. It's like
we get a response. I got a response from JC. I sent him a text Sunday morning and said, "Hey man, I'm in the grandstands pulling for you. Good luck." He was like, "Thanks, dude."
Yeah. Good. Caden Honeycutt, Kyle Purvis, Matt Dimmitt, another guy that's been on this program, and like you said, that was really cool to see all the names of guys that have been on this show. Richie Smith, who needs to be on this program at some point. Ryan Price, Matt LaPrade. That little son of a gun right there.
He did good in that truck race
Yep.
and held his own in that modified race. We need to get him back on and find out what he thought about the Derby.
That dude right there, he's got that
It factor
thing happening for him. He does.
Got that it factor.
Jared Mopin comes 10th. Good run in the trucks. So I'd like to talk to Jared as well. I thought about reaching out to him, but I know, of course, you've got the Sparkling City Classic coming up at South Texas Race Ranch this weekend. So he's probably got a lot going on right now. After
they got back this morning, they drove straight through after the races. He got back at like 5 o'clock this morning.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they'll get ready to get on that dirt. Did you see, or did I read that wrong? But is that crazy ass Uncle Bill going to jump a car through a travel trailer or some shit?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, an old RV, old travel trailer. The infield tractor tire going to do infield tractor tire things.
God. Now, I didn't really worry about that, like when Lady Aphrodite did all that shit with us at Kyle, because she has done that before when she'd like catch herself on fire and shit. I don't know if he's ever done that before. That hope that all works out.
Yeah. They got some guys coming in from a long way to go to that race. So
yeah,
hopefully the best for Owen and Kevin tonight or this weekend. I know that there's a pit party tonight, and then they got a little bit of practice, and they got some qualifying heat races, and then all the big main event stuff's going to happen there on Saturday. So
yeah, I saw it, and they're catering to I saw they're giving away free Mexican food. I'm like, yeah, look at that, nice, well done.
Catering to the Yankees that don't have good Mexican food up in the Northland.
We're gonna give you something here called a taco. It's on a tortilla. That's what we're gonna get you here in the Sparkling City by the Sea. To button up the Derby, it's obviously Nasty there with the win. Dawson Sutton, Jake Garcia, Casey Klein representing from the north. So another good one right there. And take a look.
That car looked good too.
Car looked really good.
The number 1 car.
Our man AA Alan Alexander last night. That number 99 Camaro show looking good out there. Man, I was like, look at that. I was getting the itch last night watching him riding around out there. I'm like, God, that would be fun.
He's told you to come drive one of his cars. Hell, I don't even know how many cars he's got left. He's buying and selling all the damn time. Yeah.
Every time I turn around, I'm like, damn, look at that. This Camaro I like. Although I got a feeling that one's going to need a little work. Some clutch issues right there getting to Allen, and then my man's just trying to stay out of the way, and boom. Come on, man. That track is wide. You see my man in trouble, don't run into him, man. And he pounded that fence. Wow.
He did. The wall did not move, similar to San Antonio Speedway. Wall does not move.
And then in the pure stocks last night, man, that one dude, the one, man, you see that dude flip last night?
You know, what was up with the ARCA brakes and the guy that had, 5 seconds to slow down and not hit the guy where he rolled? I don't understand what the hell that was all about.
Oh, I know. That's the other thing that I want to go to what Dustin Smith was talking about. I'm glad you said that, because that's the other part when people were talking about tie jumping in that race. I'm like, well, the spotter, and I'm not questioning this. Well, I guess I kind of am, but the spotter, should have been like, okay, he's laying back. But good call right there. Dustin pretty much confirmed what we were talking about, that they got in the old melon right there of Ty Majeski. And they got him that way. He kind of
chess and checkers.
Yeah, absolutely.
But see, remember a couple of years ago when we were at the Derby? I mean, he got kind of used up by, I guess, Thorne's the one that got him.
Yeah.
When he was, Thorne dominated, and then they had a late race caution and everybody pitted. I mean, Derek Thorne, and I'm not talking bad about Derek Thorne. He did what he needed to do to win that race. He knocked Majeski out of the damn way.
Yeah, exactly.
And Ty didn't want that to happen again.
Yeah, and that's, in all the years that Bubba and Steven have had these famous, call them run-ins. That's not run-ins. That's trying to win the biggest late model stock car or super late model race in the world. I mean, that's what that is. That's racing. That's tenacity. That's just great drivers getting after it. And welcome, International GT driver checking in. Of course, there was that acquisition this morning with merger, I guess, as it kind of would be with Racing American. Some other forms of media broadcasting. As of right now, Revved Up will stay on Racing America at this point, as far as we know. We will be on Racing America until otherwise told, or if you don't see us on there, that means that we're not on there anymore. But little sample size right here. Thanks for checking out the channel, and hopefully you like talking a little short track, because that's what this program is. We're deep in the heart of Texas. But yeah, with Majeski, it's heartbreak, and just kind of glad that weekend's over for everybody. Rest of the top 10, Jake Finch, solid, quiet run for Jake Finch. Comes home 5th. Matt Craig again. Matt Craig always in the
From
middle
the
of
back, provisional, last row.
Yep. Ty Fredrickson, Preston Peltier. Man, I was like, God, come on, man. Come on, Preston. Come on. That was kind of my second dark horse behind Dustin. I'm like, one of those two dudes, that'd be cool. Hayden Plyman and you mentioned Derek Thorne, just kind of sitting right there in the top 10, and he comes home 10.
Man, when Preston Peltier laid down that lap in qualifying, because everybody thought that Ty wasn't going to get beat, and then Peltier comes in with like a 20 or a 28 to take the pole from a 30, and it was like, oh wow, and that was that was a hell of a lap on Saturday night.
Yeah. And it really tells you just how everything has shifted around. I mean, you look, Casey Roderick, 32nd, Bubba was 27. Spencer Davis looked like he had
that was my dark horse, man. He was he was good. He was in the beginning of that race. He was the only one that was able to keep pace with Majeski.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he had a right front hub lock up or a brake caliper or something. It just started smoking. Yeah. I don't think it was brakes, because when he came by, you couldn't smell any brakes. I think it was the hub itself that locked up. But that brand new, redesigned and rethought out GMS chassis, that thing was lights out fast too.
Yep. Caden Honeycutt 26th, Kyle Busch 19th, Pinsino, Derek Kraus 17th, Cole Butcher 15th after the late race spin. So it's the best of the best. Really was the best of the best. Great field. And,
as I always say, the last chance race at the Derby is an all-star race at any other racetrack on the planet.
Absolutely. And once again, this 58th edition of the Snowball Derby will go down the restart. I mean, that's what's going to be talked about in the history books, and the magnificent run and the ever elusive, finally, the win right there after being close and actually having one in the past for Stephen Nasse. So there's your Snowball Derby, and a big thanks to Dustin Smith for checking in here on the Revved Up Sports Show. Coming up, talk a little bit about the dirt at the Dome, but first, we'll tell you about My Race Pass.
Welcome to the My Race Pass app, the #1 app for motorsports fans. We want to make sure you get the most out of your My Race Pass app experience. With your new free account, you can use the My Race Pass app to see race day information, including event entries and official lineups and results for over 600 organizations across North America. You can also see track information and purchase online event tickets for select tracks. With your free account, you can also search for a track or series on the My Race Pass app and favorite their profile to receive news and race day notifications on your mobile device. To see more information and to see which app subscription is best for you, be sure to visit getmrpapp.com. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
Precision, consistency. Just like in racing, these are our values as screen printing, embroidery, and everything in between. If it's branded, we can do it.
On Demand Shirts, title sponsor, one of the title sponsors of the Revved Up Sports Show, official apparel provider of Revved Up. Check those folks out if you're looking for t-shirts, if you're looking for caps, koozies. Actually, if you go on the Revved Up page, I believe there is a more or less generally a price sheet there, because I have had folks reach out to where, well, what's the general cost? You can look there. Obviously, the more you order, the better the price is going to be. So be sure and check that stuff out. I actually got it in the mail. As a matter of fact, I think it was the day I got home. Got my Caitlin Leonard shirt, courtesy of On Demand Shirts, in the mail. So
those are that nice.
Yeah. Looks really good. Looks really, really good. So the Derby, dirt at the Dome, and it's Bobby Pierce. That pretty much took care of business. Made it look pretty easy.
Yeah, he really did. Put a whooping on him. And I mean, he's had a hell of a season too.
Yeah,
he really has. He's got a hell of a season all through. I think somebody said he won I read somewhere $2 million this year in winnings.
Yeah.
So I mean, impressive.
Yeah. It that there, I mean, there's kind of some footage right there from Flo. It was definitely his. I mean, he was in command the whole time. Ricky Thornton Jr., Brandon Shepard, Fager, and then Nick Hoffman. So a lot of what you see with, or at least from what I've seen or from what I've watched from the races there at the Dome, is that you have, it's kind of like you were talking about with the LCQ there for the Derby, to where you get into those, and a lot of the intrigue really is in those B mains and some of those hooligan races, to where that's where you get the excitement. You get to the main event, and the main event just gets you fired up because it's the main event. And then with all the pre-race and everything that they do and intros, now that's where, like with the Dome, you do all the damn intros you want. You're inside. The weather's not going to affect you. And they put on this pyrotechnic show that is second to none.
That's pretty kick-ass, wasn't it? That pyro.
Yeah. And they got dudes doing wrestling moves and all this different shit out there. So it's definitely a show. It's definitely a show. And like we said, Cody Summer, that's what this thing is. That's what
I wish they had a little more fireworks and flair at the Derby. It's a big enough race. When they do the Rockets Red Glare, they should have some fireworks going off in the backstretch or something.
Yeah, that'd be a good. Well, but the hard part about the Derby is kind of during the day. I don't know. Don't want to catch anything on fire back there in those woods.
Yeah, that's true.
Catch Shane Turner and all those dudes on fire back there. They're over there with their own fires going.
Over there with their own fire pits over there down in the hood.
Yeah. So don't want to cause any problems there. Rest of the top 10: Ashton Winger, Brandon Smith, Zach Dome, Devin Moran, and Carson Hocevar. Rounding out the top 10 is Hocevar running in the Gateway Nationals.
Have you noticed there's one common factor on each one of those cars in the top 10?
Let me see.
Ain't none of them. You got to watch the video. None of them got anything left on the right rear quarter panel or right rear spoiler.
Yeah, and that's that race. I mean, it's very tight confines, and that was kind of the other knock. And this part, I guess I guess I can understand this part in this day and age of I do like when Flo does the presentation of this race, when they go stick the mic in people's face, like Cody talked about, they've got pretty free reign to say whatever they want to say. I mean, that's the beauty of streaming, is that, I mean, on this show, I think I've dropped some F-bombs tonight, which I apologize for, but there's that leeway to be able to do that. But I did see some people to where it's like, well, they need to be a little more PC. Again, when you turn this one on, when you turn that race on, you probably need to be prepared. You may hear something that may be a little offensive,
offensive or definitely not politically correct.
Right. It's like, if you're going to watch,
does that crowd get very politically correct? If you're catering to a certain crowd, I don't think they care.
That's the whole thing. It's like if you're going to watch a pornographic video, be prepared because you might see something pornographic. That's kind of not that extreme with this.
Apparently, the video board though said some very offensive things there at the Dome. Somehow, some way you get to get your text or something up on the top of the board. In the video board, and it's apparently had some very risque statements come across it the last couple of days.
Hey, there you go. Hey, no filter. No filter over there, but that's a very passionate crowd as well. You know, with World of Outlaw sprint cars and high limit sprint cars and all of that, you've got a very passionate fan base. But I do have to say that the dirt late model fan base is one as well, because you've got with the guys like Pierce and Ricky Thornton and Moran and these guys that continually run in these races. I mean, you've JD, you know, with Davenport, you've got diehard supporters right there, to where these guys as well, I think they play to that. They play to the emotions, and they play to the you know, sometimes looking for the sympathy of the fans. But it again, just another great event, and that place was packed.
70K, something like that.
God, that
for a race. I mean, hell, they can't get that many at Bristol.
That is absolutely crazy. And it like, you know, like we were told, the city of St. Louis, this is one of their biggest attractions, and it comes at the right time of year in a huge venue. Home run again. Let's see what 2026 brings for the Gateway National, because the dates are out. Just like that, that's what you expect at the Derby and at the Dome. When you go there, be ready. At some point during that weekend, they're going to tell you, oh, by the way, you can reserve your tickets right now for a year from now.
And I will say the locals in Pensacola know about it, because after the race is over, we went down to Beef O'Brady's.
I like that place. I've never been.
Yeah, it's weird. It's you think there'd be nothing but beef, but there's chicken wings and all kinds of stuff, like a sports bar, like a million pieces in there.
Yeah.
And the manager came. Yeah, obviously we're wearing our snowball shirts and stuff. And and manager came. So he says, so it was like, so is it done? I'm like, well, I said, all the big show's done. I was like, you have local stuff running tomorrow night. He says, okay, so I don't need to bring in more staff. He's like, because with that rain and everything, I had to keep calling in extra staff to help staff the place for the last couple of days.
Yeah. Did you tell her, hello, my name is Tim Bryant?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. No, I guess Ruby Tuesday too, I guess, is another one of those. I haven't been to that one. I've been to a Ruby Tuesdays, but
not that particular one.
Yeah, not that one. I did. I hit the Beef O'Brady's. You didn't go to the place we went to with where you get the $1 off the roof?
I went there the night before. We decided to go to McGuire's one night, and then went to Beef O'Brady's the next night. Ran into John Heil in the shoe there at McGuire's. Yeah,
nice.
John looked a little tired. Moppin was just surprised to see somebody he knew.
Oh, shit.
That place was packed with racers both times. Like McGuire's on Saturday night, or it was Sunday night.
Yeah.
McGuire's on Sunday night was packed with racing people. There's all kind of racing shirts and stuff in there.
I imagine. Outlaws, I don't think we covered that one. Of course, we can talk snowball forever. I said a while ago, let's finish off the snowball. Well, you know, the dome, I mean, the dome was great, but it was, I mean, pretty cut and dry, to be honest with you. I mean, the racing was great, and it really was. A lot of the highlights were during the support stuff to get you to the finale.
Yeah, once they got to the main, it was just what you'd expect, I think, for lack of a better way to describe it. I mean, there wasn't anything that was noteworthy. I mean, a few things, I guess, but it was just the main event at the Dome. Like, it's what you totally expected it to be, right? Like, that's, I mean, I don't know. That's really what it boiled down to me. So
I was hoping that the main event at the Dome, I kind of had my eye on Jonathan Davenport, where I'm like, because at the Dome, again, Jonathan Davenport's one of the best in this game, but it's like at the Dome, that's not really his forte. So I'm like, okay, can this be, you know, do you get a really good run? He made the show. I mean, so that in and of itself is something down there to be able to get into the show. But it's that kind of pack of guys that we were talking about. I'm a huge fan of Nick Hoffman. I mean, I think that dude is really, really solid everywhere that he goes. You know, he's not RTJ, he's not whatever, but that's a guy that's really, really good, and a young guy. And he's a hell of a lot of fun to watch. So anyway, it was cool on so I guess it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, that was the main event on Saturday. So I was working in McAllen. I got done. I went back to the hotel, and I was going to turn on to watch the 125 to watch the Snowflake. I turn on the Snowflake, and it's like, okay, it's being weather preempted. So here's the Dome. I'm like, okay, now that's pretty damn cool right there. you turn on to watch that, and of course they're both on the same network, but still, it's like this will tide you over. Watch the Dome. So that was cool.
Did you see Iverson's badass old school Camaro?
I did. Yeah.
That thing looked good for a while till he blew the back deck lid out of it.
Yeah, yeah, that looked really cool. Yeah, that was good.
I don't know if he was up for an award for best appearing car.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know if he ended up winning it or not. I don't know. We'll have to ask Steve if he won it or not. Steve was our buddy. Steve Sims was there. Our other buddy, Robert Stewart, Mr. Rachel Plant was there, having apparently a bachelor party. So who knows how that turned out? I mean, he came back in one piece apparently. So
I was going to text those guys because I didn't find them, but I was told about some of those classy places down there in downtown St. Louis in the blue light district or whatever you want to call it. I was going to text them a couple of places over.
It's the red light, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Blue light's a special at Kmart. You don't really want that in that type of business.
I get into McAllen on Thursday, whenever the hell it was. I'm driving in there and it was getting dark, so I didn't want to be like looking around while I'm driving the company truck. I saw a Kmart sign. There may actually be a Kmart open in McAllen, Texas, possibly.
Really?
We need to ask John. It was like, it said Kmart. I mean, like the real Kmart. I thought they were all closed. Anyway, in the Outlaws, Timothy Watson, Jeremy Williams, Stephen Nassy, and there is Moppin with the 4th place in the Outlaw race. Let's go to the trucks. It is our man Stephen Davis. Yeah, damn, I'll tell you, man, that guy. That dude is
domination,
undefeated.
Yeah.
God bless America. LaPrade, Carter Whelan, J.J. Day, and Kyler Bean in that one. In the trucks.
JJ much better race in the truck than in the other car.
Yeah, JJ. Man, Mobile a couple of years ago, JJ Day and that Outlaw, they were not going to get close to that fella. But it's like I'm ready for 2026. And the good thing is when it comes to these pavement races, we won't have that long of a wait anymore because they'll be fired off and shit.
Cordeal starts in January, third weekend in January, I think 15th and 16th, right in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They were smart. They had those cards pre-printed up and they put them by the urinals there in the bathroom.
What card?
A whole pack of them. Little 4x6 advertisement for the Cordeal race.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, had them sitting on top of the shelf of the urinals. So that's where I found mine. So.
Yeah, take a squirt and take the card. There you go.
That's what I did. Yeah,
it's the most popular spot in there is a urinal, especially on a rain delay weekend. You're gonna pee a lot.
Yeah, they the SEC championship game hit at the right time. So,
I bet them Alabama fans love that game, huh?
Oh, they were not happy. Well, Alabama gang down there was just not happy campy. Our man Don Halford was pretty good though. He wasn't as down and out as I thought he might be.
Well, if you're realistic, you probably had a pretty good idea what was going to happen. So,
yeah, but they made the playoff. I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, they're in the playoff. Yeah, good for them. Good for them. So let me ask you this, and again, this is our snowball recap with Bobby that was live on the scene right there. So I think the last time I was down there, the beer booth was Miller because I think I was drinking Miller Lights. Did you happen to notice this year were they still Miller products? Have they gone to the
Miller products? And I feel like there were some Mick Ultras, but I could be wrong.
You gotta have the Mick Ultra. That's kind of that's the fancy beer these days. I like Mick Ultra. It's good.
It's good. It was okay.
It's good for the waistline, so they say.
But yeah, then they had a couple of other vendors, just your typical stuff.
Yeah,
that you expect. Lots of merch, and I was gonna get our buddy Sugar Sean a shirt, but they ran out of the one he wanted in his size, which was weird because you show up on Saturday afternoon thinking that they'd have a lot of merch because it's been rained out for 2 damn days. But hell, they didn't have a lot of merch in the sizes that you're looking for.
Yeah,
I had to get a long sleeve shirt in the short sleeve shirt I was looking for.
Yeah, did you eat a super dog? One of them corn dogs, big old long corn dog?
No, that was in the infield.
Oh, in the infield?
Yeah, they didn't have the big. They didn't have the one outside.
Really?
Yeah,
what's there? What's there now? What'd they put there?
Chicken tenders or something. Chicken tenders and hot chocolate.
Come on, man. Tim. I'm sure somebody's paying premium dollar for that spot, so I totally get that. But yeah, super dog. That's got to have that down there. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Top-notch facilities from our buddy Logan Boyette, with Boyette Service, obviously. They still had the showcase shitters there in turn number 1.
That's it. There's nothing finer than taking a shit in public in a Boyette's. That right there is the best, the absolute best. They may coin that, right?
I think theirs is number 1 in the number 2 business.
Yeah, well, I believe it. It's a shitty job, but somebody's got to do it, and they do it better than anybody else. It is Boyette's. Great folks right there. Fun program, man. Great insight from Dustin Smith. You can still feel the excitement in him. I mean, like he's chomping at the bit, man, and they should be, because he did. He had a hell of a good run out there. I
bet he takes that super to Cordeal.
Shoot, you know it. He is locked and loaded.
And then the ASA, I don't know the exact date, but the season opener for Pensacola is a 3-race combo. It's the ASA Stars National Tour, a Southern Super Series race, and a Blizzard Series race, all into one race.
Wow. When is that? March?
First or probably second or third weekend in March. Nice. It's right around spring break.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
So it's going to be a combo, those 3 combos plus other stuff to be determined. So,
yeah. And coming up this weekend, don't forget, we talked about it. If you're here in the Texas area, you got the Sparkling City Classic.
Sparkling City Classic, IMCA sanctioned.
Yes, sir. South Texas Race Ranch, IMCA modifieds, IMCA stock cars. I think we had a pretty good field of modifieds, I would think, even though they just kind of a little after the fact, but I think it ought to be a good show.
A lot of Northern Invaders with modifieds.
Nice.
Stock car race should be A+ down there, because they got some heavy hitters from all over the country. I think KR said there were 18 states represented so far with pre-registrations.
Wow. Excellent.
Because they did a hell of a job at Boone promoting the hell out of that thing.
Yeah, they did. You can catch that on imca.tv, I think is where I saw that. That's going to be in a pretty good package all set up there, where I think you can get that whole thing. I'm assuming from tomorrow all the way through the main event. I think you can get that for shit. I think it's $60, something like that. So it's a pretty good deal if you can't make it there.
Cost of a ticket for a couple of days.
Cost of a ticket, no doubt about it. Big thanks to our friends at On Demand Shirts. Of course, a big thanks as well to Audio Visual Consultations, Simpson Race Products that do really cool things for us, and of course, Accelerated Media as well. Coming aboard.
She's watching now. I sent her a message.
Oh, nice. All right. Good timing. Good timing right there. Look at their logos right up there on top. Yeah. If you'd like to be a part of the program, shoot us over a message. Looking to do some really cool things coming up in 2026. I did get a message asking about the rest of the schedule for 2025. I'm going to be on the road, I think, at this time next week. I'll be getting back. I've got to go to Springfield for some corporate stuff. So a show next week, probably a show. When's Christmas? I'm all thrown off.
2 weeks,
man.
I think.
2 weeks. Probably maybe a show of the week of Christmas, and maybe one more to cap the year off.
Christmas and New Year's are on Thursdays.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can.
Christmas Eve is 2 Wednesdays from tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. The answer to that's a good thing. March 14th, ASA Southern Super Series and the Blizzard Series. So we'll have that.
That's gonna be a hell of a race.
Man, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I get my schedule next week, so might have to try to get into that one. I definitely know. Well, I'm doing the Rattler. I know I'm going to the Rattler. So I think the Rattler's the week after. Hey, I'll just be gone for 2 weeks. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Never home anyway. Hello, Ms. Martha, and there she is right there. Kayla Poole checking in as well. All right, friends.
You don't want to talk no NASCAR?
Oh shit! Who?
NASCAR? Yeah.
So I've missed a lot of that. I'm glad you mentioned that. I haven't been keeping up a lot with the trial. I did hear today that Jim France was up there.
There's lots of I don't recall and I don't remember answers on behalf of NASCAR. Apparently the owners are losing their ass, and NASCAR is looking worse and worse by the day.
Everything that I hear and again, I'm not as in depth with this as I should be. So pardon my ignorance with this. Everything that I hear, they sound horrible. They sound to me like a monopoly. They sound greedy. They are keeping.
But they're a private company. How do you sue a private company for monopoly?
Yeah, there's that.
That's why that's why they bought out ISC.
Yeah.
If it was
right.
still publicly traded ISC, I could see the monopoly part. But it's a privately held, privately funded company. It's going to be. They can prove their case, and it's working out to be a pretty good case. But I just don't see how you could call a public entity a monopoly. Did you hear Rick Hendrick? He's won 2 championships in 5 years and lost $20 million.
Sheesh. That's and this is where part. I mean, and what I've heard. I mean, the Heather Gibbs thing was impactful. I mean, the Heather Gibbs stuff was like heartbreaking to hear that part. It's like, golly. I mean, this is like one of your tenured folks that's in there, and you're telling him do it or else. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. And you know, with the Childress stuff, I don't know, I'm not a big RC fan, so you know, I guess that factors into some of my thoughts with that. But it's like every time that I turn around, it's like now the owners are starting to come out where, well, we really didn't want to do this. Well, why'd you do it? I mean, this is where 2311 and Bob Jenkins were the ones that, I mean,
they look like
should be applauded
now.
Yeah. They should be the heroes to where it's like they were the bad guys. But yeah,
I bet NASCAR rewrites the charters. They're going to have to.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that the judge in this case has the power to make them do that. But I go back to what you're saying. How can they do that with the way that NASCAR is structured? And NASCAR is staying within their own sandbox because they dictate, they can do whatever they want to do. And these folks are just kind of going along with it.
For years.
Been going along with it
for a long time.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. These are going to be some pretty drastic changes. And like what I heard, which was it O'Donnell that said, this car is definitely making the competition better.
Steve Phelps.
Okay. It was Phelps that said that. I mean, is it? Well, I truly do think it is. I truly do think it is, Bobby. In some
it's
form.
made the competition closer from start to finish, but I don't think it's made it any better.
Yeah. But where I'm hearing about, like with when I heard single source parts and I first heard of all of this, I'm like, okay, well those are steps in the right direction. Kind of like crate engines.
He did say it's the safest stock car on the planet, which he's probably not wrong.
Yeah. It's kind of like my thing with the crate engine. You know, a crate engine is a very affordable alternative for a short track racer until you decide to send it off and have somebody pull the caps out of it and modify it. Then it's not the most. It kind of sounds like that's what's happened with this car, to where the intentions were right, but like I heard they had to send the nose and the tail off to be recertified.
You couldn't reuse them. Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Speaking of engines and parts, did you see that deal where Rogers Dabbs, our friends at Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet, is now the official engine and part supplier for the Cars Tour West?
Yeah.
And the Pro Late models. That's a pretty big deal.
My man Benny Hopkins sent me that kind of a little bit in advance. He's like, don't open your mouth. I'm like, dude, don't send me shit like this. He's like, when are you going on the air? I'm like, in about 3 days. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to send you this. Don't say nothing. Yeah, big get for them. That they're doing really good things.
I met Benny over the weekend. Nice guy.
Good dude, right?
Yeah, nice guy.
Was he crying in his beer, Alabama Benny?
I didn't see him after they lost.
Oh shit, my battery's dying. Hold on, let me charge my camera.
And that is why we do this show live. High-tech studio that we have here, both of them. The studio up in Round Rock, north of Austin, and you got my man cave studio here with me and Rusty down south. So yeah, that's why we do this show live, for all of the nooks and crannies and all of the wrinkles that comes with it.
Well, these cameras work hard. These cameras start early in the morning around here, so it's like every now and then I forget to charge a power pack, and I've actually had it die on the morning thing that I do, where it's like it's just like boom, I'm gone. But anyway, yeah, congratulations, Rogers Dabbs, on that one. That's a big move right there. Hopefully I think that we may be able to, I don't know if it'll happen before the first of the year, but kind of working on some intel to maybe try to get some IHRA folks on here to talk about their new endeavor there that they are doing with into stock car racing. Just a little more fun. Just a little more fun.
Throw another wrench into the game plan of life and see what happens.
I'm telling you, man, 2026, just across the board, I think, with short track racing. And I think that this is where what I hope happens is, because like we said, with this trial and lawsuit or antitrust or whatever it's called, it's when it's all said and done, I think it's going to get more run. And again, I would love to hear this thing covered by someone other than NASCAR media. We know a lot of folks that are in that, but they're whatever. I wish that we had more sports coverage on it from like other outlets to kind of get other, but again, to NASCAR media's credit, they're calling it pretty straight, because everything I hear doesn't sound good for the sanctioning body. And that's who I'm hearing it from, is those people.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah. But hopefully this is a time to where maybe this gravitates to where folks realize. I heard I had to go pick up something today, and I got in the car, and I heard somebody call Dave Moody on his show. Again, Dave Moody, a friend of this show, a guy that we both admire, respect. I mean, truly one of the best in the business, because they were talking about racetracks where the All-Star race or whatever should go to. Somebody called up and said Houston Motorsports Park.
Oh, wow. I wonder who that was.
I don't know who it was. I didn't hear the name. I just heard Houston Motorsports Park. So I turned it up, and Dave Moody's like, "What's that?" No idea. He said, "I had no idea there was a asphalt short track in Houston." So
third largest market. What is it? Third, fourth largest market, media market in the country?
In the country. Yeah. So maybe with all this, and now with all the competition and all the different outlets, and for asphalt and dirt and asphalt, maybe this is something that, becomes an option for people that don't want NASCAR or whatever. Oh, that was the other part that I heard, where NASCAR was trying to, I think maybe with some of the financials, was it, to where maybe they were kind of trying to like tie themselves to, or maybe a comp of Formula One, and somebody saying, "Why don't you use IndyCar as a comp?" Oh, well, they're not relevant. Come on, man.
I bet the NASCAR financials dwarf IndyCar.
Oh God, you know it. I mean, I got a feeling IndyCar runs pretty lean.
Your TV network, when your TV network partner buys into your series, doesn't evaluate that company very much. I
heard that when Fox took on that IndyCar thing, and this is every race on Fox. This is no
Network Fox, yeah,
on Network Fox, on the big Fox, to where Fox stole that. Fox is not paying them. I mean, I think it's $8 million or something like that. That's a lot of money, but they are not paying them anything, and that's where, to NASCAR's credit, they've hammered out these TV contracts, but they're kind of bending the teams over the couch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so, not a very big beneficial thing for the teams, despite a $7 billion deal.
God. I don't know what changes. I mean it. I don't know, but it's not looking good, and I'm assuming they're still trying to be wrapped up by Friday.
There ain't no way that things be wrapped up by Friday.
Man, I don't know.
Apparently, one of the attorneys, I can't remember who was on trial, who was on the stand, that kept saying, "I don't recall and I don't remember." And the attorney for 2311 and Front Row said, I think it might have been Steve O'Donnell. "Well, Mr. O'Donnell, you'll have your time with your litigator. I'm sure your memory will get a lot better when he's up asking questions."
Oh, man. Yeah, it's like, man, let's just get this thing over with.
I think the smartest thing the judge did was not allow cameras and electronic devices in the courtroom.
Yeah. It. I mean, the bottom line with this is it's a very select group. When you look at baseball ownership and the NBA and hockey, even and the NFL, and you've got all the different owners. It's the amount of organizations that are involved with that are truly stakeholders in all of that. Where this is a much Gibbs, Hendrick, Trackhouse, RFK, however many there are. the biggest thing that I wonder about moving forward, and again, it's not even financial, but the hurt feelings that are going to come out of this, and the disdain for one another, and especially now that the teams are seeing exactly how bad not bad, but how they are, getting the short end of the stick. How do you overcome that? That's what I'm curious.
Money helps, but it's not going to fix the wounds. It's only going to put a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah.
The scars will still be there, but the Band-Aid will try to stop the bleeding.
And then these conversations, it's like these conversations that come out, like the thing with Childress. Well, I didn't really mean that, Richard, but I pretty much wanted you to whatever. Yeah. I get it. But these are ego-driven people. These are ego-driven people. I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious to see the feel of Daytona is just going to be very different, I think, this year when you get there and all these people are butthurt and pissed off and all of these different things. And hell, who knows what the result of this is going to be. So Daytona's going to have a little different feel.
And just wait till they do the appeal. Whichever side loses is going to do an appeal. So this may not be over till the end of 2026.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, there you go. That's your soap opera section of the program today. And yes, we have an emblem for that too. Days of Our Lives. That's what this has been with all of this. I did want to play for you guys quickly back to the snowball here. And I meant to do this right when I did Time Majeski, but we'll wrap it up here after this. Nicholas Rogers, race director, the guy in the seat, the guy in the hot seat as all that's going on restart the other day. His thoughts on what he saw.
In race protests, any race procedures like that, there is no protest in place, and that's pretty much across any series I'm aware of. Anything tech related, if there's an issue like that, some of that is protestable under our rules. But an in race call like that post race, because at the end he ended up not adhering to the penalty as well, so he's been his scoring was stopped, which is the common in that. So that kind of stuff is not protestable because there's no way to go back and correct it. If there was an issue, normally there would be no way to fix it. So that's the reason it's non-protestable.
Yeah, and that goes back to the question that was or the point that was pointed out earlier. I think it was Chris Smith that said about Ty not adhering to the black flag. I think his thought was, I'm staying on the track in case this thing is overturned. I actually cross the finish line first. I guess
it is what it is. I mean, it's I don't know. Talked about Derby for a long time.
Yeah, it's over. It is over. All right, friends. We will do this again next week. So you guys enjoy your holiday. Get start doing all your holiday things. Do that shopping. How's your shopping coming along, man? I got a pile of shit sitting on the front room.
My Christmas list of to buy stuff just got a hell of a lot shorter with my surprise trip to the Derby.
Oh, well, I can tell you about the only person that I've accounted for all their Christmas stuff is me.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, with the new PS5.
Yeah. Everybody else is TBD. Mine is done, so I'm good to go with all of that. But yeah, you folks get all of that done, and we will definitely have some shows coming up here for you in the next couple of weeks. With the Racing America questions, just keep checking out the social medias. You'll see how that's going to evolve. I think that's going to be pretty cool for Racing America. I like the broad spectrum right there to bring the different aspects and the different genres in there, and I think that truly. I mean, the Racing America name, I think that truly fits nicely now with all the rebranding and stuff that you're going to see in there.
Yeah, it definitely does. With the combination of some of the historical vintage racing and the Trans Am racing and some of the other stuff that's on there, combine that with local grassroots racing, just like this grassroots show, I think it's going to be a chance to be really big.
Yep, two dodos in Texas just talking racing here, swearing and saying bad words and slurping down Busch Lights. That's what you get on the Revved Up Sports Show. All right, friends, y'all have a great week. We'll do it again next week. That is Showtime Bobby Chaffee. He's in the southern part of Central Texas. I'm Rodney Rodriguez. I'm in the northern part of Central Texas, and we look forward to doing this again next week. Check out all the socials, all the replays, and everything available at RevvedUpSportsShow.com. Have a great week, everybody. We'll catch you next week. # Real Race Talk right here live.
Rusty, here. Trying to give the damn dog a treat, and he won't take it.
Don't want it. Said, I don't want it.
He didn't fall down this week like he did last week. That's a good thing. Yeah, so I left my phone. My watch is still working. My sister calls.
Uh-oh.
So I get Elizabeth. I say, hey, text Jessica, see what's going on. Apparently, she had a blowout in my mom's Explorer. They tried to change the tire, can't get the lug nuts off. And would you like to know why? I know why.
Ain't got no tire wrench.
No, they had that.
Oh.
They ain't got the fucking lug nut.
Oh, the
lock,
locking one?
the lug nut lock. They don't know where it is.
Sheesh. Oops. Where's she at?
Somewhere coming back from gymnastics and stuck on the feeder road on 35 somewhere. On the side of 35.
You gonna go change it? Well, I guess you can't either.
I don't know where the thing is. I'm assuming it might be in the glove box. I don't know if they looked in the glove box, but
God damn, that sucks.
In theory, it should be with the
got to be in there somewhere.
The tire kit somewhere.
Yep. It's crazy shit. Somebody posted right at the end to get Nassie on. I was actually going to try to get Nassie, but when I figured after yesterday, so we'll try to get him next time. I think Nassie would be great on this show.
We've been trying to get him for years.
Yeah. I think I could get him now. I think I could get him now. Yeah.
Well, I like the guy, the international guy, checking out the show.
Yeah.
A GT racer listening to this shit show.
Yeah. That dude's probably like, what the fuck is this? What in the fuck is this? Yeah, don't think bad of the network.
I don't know.
So I'm back in business. I got everything fixed now. I got my work computer yesterday. Sent all my reports in. Left off half of my timesheet.
We're live.